Hi, my name is Yusuf Yagi and my email is yusufyagi90@gmail.com. My website is everydaytips.com with a Z. Today we're going to be learning about functions. Now we have a limited time because of the YouTube upload restrictions, but we're going to be using a program called Dev C++, and we're going to be learning from a book called An Introduction to Programming with C++ by Diane Zak. It's the book I'm currently using in my class. If you flip to page 102, if you're using the same book, this is the code. We're going to be transforming this C++ code into a code that uses functions. Now, if you realize, I've rewritten the code, but I've changed a couple of things in the code, just simple minor ones. Over here, I just, instead of making them lines 10, 11, 12, and 13, I just made it smaller and put them on the same lines. I also changed the capitalization in fee per hour and room board. I'm a chatter and it feels like someone is just screaming at me. Alright, so let's do this. First of all, every C++ program has to start off with the basics, which is include IOStream using namespace standard std and the main function. Now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting some spaces between the using namespace and the main function, and we're going to add the prototypes for the functions we're going to be using. So we're going to be using two functions for this lab, and it's called void function. Void description, and the second function is integer get hours. And we're going to close it. We're going to put semicolons. Second thing I like to do, since we're dealing with functions, is to write it immediately after. So we're going to write the void function, and we're going to write this description, and then we're not going to put the semicolon. We're going to open with the curly brackets, and we're going to see out and write a description about this program. Let's go like this program will calculate the amount due for this semester, and then close it and then put a semicolon. And then what I like to do is to keep my code clean and just put an end line. It makes it easier for the person to read. And then close. Also, let's go ahead and write the second function, integer get hours, and then same thing, open. We're going to be asking the user for the number of hours, so we're going to declare hours, and then gotta write it, semicolon after everything. We're gonna see out, we're gonna show the user a message, and it's gonna be hours enrolled, and then we're gonna close it, and we're gonna put a space and close it. We're gonna cn, this is where the user enters the hours, the number of hours, and it goes into the hours over here. And then what I like to do again is keep my code clean and put an end line and semicolon. And then this function is going to be returning the variable hours, and we're closing it. In a void function, it does not return anything. Now this program is not for anybody to copy. Every teacher will know the style the way you program, the style you use. So if you copy and paste it, it won't help you, and the professor would know. Alright, so now that we wrote both functions, we're gonna get rid of lines 17 and 18 because they are no longer applicable. We're gonna call the function description, and then we're gonna put a semicolon, and we're gonna declare hours. Actually, we're not declaring it, we're just telling it that hours, the number of hours, is getting it from the function get hours, and then semicolon. Alright, now total owed is equal hours times fee per hour plus room board. Seems pretty correct. See out total owed and everything. Alright. System pause is you don't need it on every single C++ compiler, but for Dev C++ you need it. Visual Studio you don't need it. As you can see, I have a glitch over here. The numbers are not showing on my laptop, but it's shown on the bottom left. Now let's hit F9, that's compile and run. We're gonna compile and run. Oh, got an error. Okay, so there's something wrong. It says end before. See, I did not put a semicolon. Alright, here, let's try one more time. Another total owed. It's total. I changed this because I just don't like capitalizing. I like putting underscores. And then let's go ahead. See in hours. See, always, it's always good to go over your code and compile and run. Okay, now it should. Okay, compile and run with no errors. Okay, this program will execute will calculate the amount due for this semester. Hours enrolled, 13 hours. This is how much you're gonna be paying. Let's try it one more time, but this time it did not have an end line. What we're gonna do is in the void description we're gonna add a \n. That's also end line or new line, and then compile and run. Alright, this program will calculate the amount due for the semester. Hours enrolled, let's say 12 this time, it's 3200. One more time. Hours enrolled, let's say 2500. Alright, perfect. You just transformed your first program that had no functions to a program that has functions. Thank you for computing and watching, and happy computing.